And that one getting through, that's a little unusual for a ball to behave like that to Boycott.
Well, and that was rather alarming because that ball cut back and kept low. Boycott inside the line of the ball. So you can see there is just a small amount of cut in the wicket. And Wright, the keeper there, had to dive way to his left to take a ball that only just carried to him. So a little bit of an uneven bounce being shown in this wicket at the moment.
And they're taking a run here, yes, through for the first one of the morning. And Boycott on for 7, England none for 25. And that's only the 5th run scored off Hogg's bowling, and his bowling now, in fact, his 5th over. He bowled 4 overs yesterday for 4. First to Boycott. And again, the single pushed on the onside. Higgs is fielding, so Boycott moving up to 8. And England none for 26.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that the England batsmen will be absolutely intent on building up a substantial total. If the wicket does take spin later on, England will not want to bat last. And they'll be aiming just to bat the one time.
Toohey. Hogg to Boycott. And to Wood, but Hogg doing the seemingly impossible, making a ball lift.
Yes, again, that uneven bounce, and it only seems to be happening at that far end. This was a short delivery, admittedly, but it really did get up quite high, chest high, as you can see.
And there's a run here that's nicely played away down through the mid-on area. Chase for Higgs, they've taken 2. And is Boycott looking for a 3rd? No, they're not going.
Well, Geoff Boycott is tough. You can see that's hit him on the elbow. And Boycott was rather expecting that ball to rise more than it did. He was in a good position to duck, but the uneven bounce, I think, got him into trouble there. No pause, however, he just rubbed it and we're off again.
And runs here, that could be right down to the boundary. It may pull up just short. It's a chase for Yardley. They've taken 2. Brealey's looking for a 3rd and going. He's made 3 easily. And Boycott onto 13.
Well, this is more of a steer than a square cut. Boycott just opening the face of his bat and guiding that ball through the gully position quite safely.
And wide of the gully fieldsman, a chase for Yardley. Back for 2. And Boycott to 15, and the total 33.
So it is slightly more defensive than the field we saw for Hogg, because slip has been taken out and an extra man placed in the cover field.
Carlson to Boycott. And runs again. That was steered very well by Boycott. We've got a couple more here. It's Hildix chasing it. And 2 more runs. So Boycott comes up level now to Brealey on 18, none for 36. And Boycott to take strike.
was a little bit wide, and Boycott chased it, but he managed to get behind it.
I think it's one of the great characteristics of this series, the letting go of balls outside the stumps. I suppose in the old days they used to turn them loose balls, and they're the ones they'd score runs. But in this series, both sides have ignored anything pitch wide of the stumps. Well, that time a good ball. That's probably one of the best balls bowled this morning, judging by the batsman's reaction.
Yes, Boycott well beaten there. I'm not quite sure that ball moved in the air or off the wicket, but we'll judge now. Straight so far, movement off the wicket.
And chance and caught by Hilditch. Was he? No. Yes, he's out. Boycott turned his back. An unusual thing. He turned his back and looked for a moment, and then the umpire must have waited for the appeal. And umpire Crafted raised his finger, and Boycott was walking in the opposite direction. So Boycott is out, caught Hilditch, bowled Hurst for 19.
Let's have a look at that dismissal. Boycott, I think, was under the impression that the ball did not carry to the slip fieldsman. So you judge for yourself. There's the edge. And it's taken very low. Hilditch throws it up. Yardley to Hilditch's right is absolutely adamant the ball carried. Boycott is less so. Hurst is confident. And under the democratic system, Boycott was found to be in a majority of one.
Let's see if we can see Boycott here, what he does.
Ooh, well, it was just a fingernail effort, wasn't it? It was just a fingernail effort. Hilditch there just managed to get underneath it. And that's the sort of catch that I'm sure that only the fieldsman himself knows about. Let's have a look at it again. There goes the ball. Slower, slower, slower. There goes the fingers. And I think, yes, I think Hilditch just got there. But it was a photo finish.
Alan Hurst again has bowled very, very well. He, throughout the series, has given Hogg tremendous support. In the last couple of tests, he's reaping the rewards which he really has deserved throughout.
And Randall scoring runs straight away. He'll get a couple there. There's a chase for Toohey. And they've taken two. Let's see if no, really dropped his bat at the far end, but there wasn't a third one there, I don't think. Look at that throw from Toohey. So Randall 2, 1 for 39, and that means Randall, who's been there for 30 seconds, has scored 2 more runs than Brealey, who's been there for 47 minutes.
And Rodney Hogg's been brought back into the attack.
And here they're going for the single, and that's the first run to Brealey this morning, and a loud cheer. Yes, Brealey on to 19, 1 for 40.
The crowd certainly know what's going on here in Sydney. They've been sweating on Brealey.
Now Randall to face Hogg. And the hook shot, yes. He just stood there, really pulled that through mid-wicket. I think that will reach the fence. He's slowing down very, very slowly, going into the boundary fence.
And that's right in front. He's out.
And Randall indicating I think he felt that he hit it. And he's going to have a bit of an argument, as some of the boys said, I think you better go, but he momently stopped. But Randall obviously felt that he hit that one.
It was really a thump onto the pad, but judge for yourself.
It's right back on the stumps here. And certainly you're dead in front. Seemed to pass clear of the bat there anyway.
Yes, it certainly made an unusually hard noise just for hitting the pad, Bob, but if we could perhaps have a look at that again, it didn't really appear to go very, very close to the inside edge of the bat.
Yes, it's close up, which will be a great shot for us to see. Randall's habit of just popping across in front of the crease again, right in front of the stumps there. Look at that. Hogg, as he so often does, cuts one back, hit below the knee, and did not seem to be a bat.
Well, Gooch now facing his first delivery from Rodney Hogg. Out towards Higgs, who had a long run in for mid-on. And Gooch off the mark immediately. So too was Randall. He took 2 runs off the very first ball that he faced, but he didn't add too many more. He's out for 7. Boycott out for 19, the 2 wickets to fall this morning. And here's Mike Brearley now, who's taken 64 minutes to score only a single in this morning's play. 2 for 47, Brearley 19, Gooch 1. Keeping it down well that time for a single down to fine leg. Alan Hurst coming up. And Brearley scores his 2nd run this morning. He's 20. Gooch 1, and England now 2 for 48. So England going along very slowly in the initial part of this morning's play, seemingly intent on building a very large first innings total. But their cause has not been helped by the fall of those 2 wickets inside 9 runs. Boycott out for the score at 37, and then Randall out for the score at 46.
Gooch will be happier on this wicket. There won't be as much bounce, and he's happier when the ball is a little low, and that's a good shot, but
going through the stumps.
It's most unusual. While the bails came off, I'd imagine the umpires would be a little concerned, because that ball wasn't going particularly hard, and normally a ball can't go through the stumps like that. Hogg off a short run.
And that's going down towards the straight head boundary. Higgs giving chase from mid-on. Ball slowing up, and Higgs will pick it up. The batsmen have got 2, and they're turning now for their 3rd. And that brings up the England 50. England 2 for 52. So Yardley's first ball of the 2nd day. And he's bowling to Brearley, who's on 23. Going straight to the point fieldsman. That's a big hit by Brearley, just forward of square leg. Not getting it through to the boundary, but coming back for 2 runs.
Really very quick to get on anything around those legs, and he swept well yesterday, and he picked that one up very well again today. Graham Wood at short leg, not using a helmet.
Getting a little bit finer this time. And 2 runs resulting again, and a good return from Higgs. That's a better shot from Brearley, getting right over the top of it, giving Hilditch a long chase towards the 3rd man fence. He'll pick it up inside, and they've got their 3rd run now.
So it's to be Yardley again, and he's bowling to Gooch. Oh, that one almost getting through underneath the bat.
Yes, Gooch went to drive it rather straight back past the bowler, and he flighted it well, and he had to delay, and it almost went onto his stumps. Look how close it goes. It's near the stumps and comes forward again.
Gooch in the nets this morning wasn't timing the ball at all well. Wasn't happy with his timing. Oh, and that's a nice late cut. Long chase for cover fieldsman Andrew Hilditch, and it's into the fence for 4. Opened his shoulders over the top, 4 runs. Lusty drive by Graham Gooch. It'll give him a lot of confidence, moving his score to 17 and the score to 2 for 80.
Here we go again, and he's a big man, very powerful, and he did the right thing there. Kept his head down, you notice? Kept his head well down. A lot of people try to hit and get out because they lift their head, such as a golfer. They lift the head before the ball comes and muff it. That one is a very fine stroke.
and fraught with danger, but he's got runs again. That one's spinning back viciously off the bounce, and a difficult one to pick up at cover point for Andrew Hilditch. Going back to the second. Bales had already been knocked off by the keeper, and Kevin Wright protesting about that to the umpire, but interesting what happened there. I was looking down at Andrew Hilditch, and I imagine that that was Wright himself who knocked the Bales off as he came up to the stumps.
Let's have a look at the replay of this. What? Oh, Wright's in the way. Let's see. If the bail goes off, I would say that I would think possibly the pad of the wicketkeeper may have knocked it off, because you can see the bails drop. Be interesting to see that from the other end. Bales definitely fell around about the time the shot was played, but whether or not it was the bat or was it the pad of the... Here we go again. Watch this closely. I think... Well, I would think that he has knocked the bail off with his foot.
His bat or his foot?
Or foot, I think, possibly his foot. I would say Wright was right.
Carlson to bowl the last over before lunch. Oh, nicely timed. It's past Wood at cover, and Wood may have hurt his finger slightly as the ball trickling towards the boundary, and finds it for a sweetly timed cover drive for 4. Gooch 29, Brearley now 39, 2 for 96. That's hooked off the back edge. It's down to backward square. That brings up the 50 partnership in 60 minutes between these two.
And Gooch just flicking that away. That was a run to bring up the 100 for England. So Gooch on 30. England 2 for 100 with Brearley 42. And played well by Brearley. They get a couple there because the fieldsman has to go around a long way. That's Hurst out there, and they come back for 2. So Brearley on to 44. And down to fine leg. That's a good-looking glance again. That was a straight-out leg glance, a shot we don't often see these days, and really goes up to 46. Yeah, Higgs will continue from the far end to bowl to Gooch. And Gooch again just touching that ball, and had the fieldsman not stopped, would have probably have reached the boundary. Gooch 41, 2 for 115. Difference there in the power of the two batsmen. They've really played a shot there, and I think Gooch's defensive shot travelled about twice as fast.
So I don't think really timed that all that well. I think getting a bit of ground.
And in the air, and is he caught? Yes, he's out. Caught by Tui. And really waiting out there. In fact, he hasn't gone yet. He was waiting for his helmet, and he got that off the umpire. And a catch by Tui, so really caught Tui. Bowled Higgs for 46, 3 for 115.
A good catch. Really knocked the pitch of the ball, pushing too hard with his bottom hand and lofting the ball into the covers as a result of not getting quite to the bounce of the ball. And that's a good catch there. That's a good catch, as you can see. Tui coming in and having to take that ball very low to the ground.
3 for 115. Well, not a bad position for England, but this is the man who can really put England into a winning position. He's a very good player. Well, that was the last ball of Higgs's over. So Hurst to bowl to Gooch. And the full toss is whacked away through the square leg. A loose ball, and he's taken full toll there, 4 runs. And Gooch on to 45, 3 for 119. Now Gower to face his first ball, and for the left-hander, Hurst is going to bowl around the wicket. And down a fine leg. Only a single there because there's a fieldsman there. That's Yardley. And Gower, 1 ball, 1 run. And it's 3 for 121. The difference now is only 77. But it's going to be Higgs to bowl to Gower. Now that one turned and spun into the batsman.
A little bit too close to Gower to cut, but it doesn't stop Gower cutting, I must admit. He just loves to cut. It's very strange that Higgs hasn't put a gully in there, because I think he could pick him up there.
And the sweep shot, out there as a fieldsman, and he can't get to that. In fact, he went the wrong way. Quite interesting that. Hilditch started to move to a finer position, first of all, and then realised the ball was going the other way. Now, had he gone the other way originally, he may have cut that off.
It was hit pretty powerfully, though.
So Gower goes up to 5, and immediately he's doubled Higgs's average. And a beautiful shot. Classic cover drive. That's travelling over the outfield. Now Hurst may just get to it, or will the ball win? Yes, the ball wins. And 2 very fine strokes there from Gower. He goes on to 9 there, 3 for 129.
Glorious full back lift, full swing of the bat.
And again, now this time it's Toohey. Toohey should get this. They've taken 2. Gower, of course, looking for 3. He's very, very fast. And they're going. And well run. Gower's very fast between wickets. Now Hurst over the wicket to Gooch. And the hook shot again. And very square. That's exactly square with the wicket. That was another fine shot. The second one of that type he's played. And that's Gooch's 50, his first of the series. And again, a forcing shot. Well played by Gooch. He'll get 2 here, possibly 3. And Hogg there just leaving the other player to do the fielding. And the long return going back, and 3 more to the score. And the hook shot, and over the head of Toohey. That wasn't far away from a catch. He's got away with it, and they'll take 2. They'll turn for 3. And back they go for the third to take the score on to 149. And Gower to 20. And that wasn't too far away from Toohey.
No, very poor shot here by Gower. Not anywhere near it. Look at this. Given that the pull hit the bottom of the bat, but in very, very poor position for a pull shot. And he just lobbed it over the head of the probably the square leg fieldsman, just in front of square leg.
Well, he picked one of the shortest players in the team. That's his good luck. One of the taller men might have caught that. 3 for 149. And that's 150 up. Gooch to 56, Gower 23 for 150.
So Yardley right arm around the wicket to Gooch. And that's a big hit. That's gone right out over mid-wicket and just trickling into the fence. Gooch coming right down. That's a big hit. It might carry over the fence. It does.
Yes, that's a fine straight hit, that. Down the wicket almost before Bruce Yardley had let the ball go. And swung beautifully through. Let's have a look now. Very quick on his feet this time. Decided he's going to go over the top. 2 little skips. And a very, very good shot.
Higgs to Gower. Yardley.
Good cricket this. Gower keen to drive. Higgs just slowing him up a little more. He wants him coming down after him. Hopes to beat him in flight. Get one to grip and get either a catch to the covers or perhaps even a caught and bowl. And that's where he doesn't want to bowl them.
Going to be too fast for the Hilditch deep backward square. Gower not timing that, going to Wood.
Have a look at the replay here, though. Not to this one that time. Gower getting the inside edge and out to point. And
And
that's
wide.
a catch. Just out past or over the hand of Kim Hughes at first slip.
Hughes looked initially to be setting off towards the leg side for that, and then having to check his movement. Well, we've got the right-handed Gooch on strike, and Higgs is going right arm over the wicket.
It's strange. You saw Gooch block the ball and just backhand, or almost at backhand. It would have been interesting had he knocked it onto his stumps.
And that's out. That's a great stumping by Kevin Wright. A magnificent piece of work.
Well,
Beaten in flight.
That was slippery work, I must say. Gooch was very quick and there we go. Watch how quick. Right, whips the bails off. And as you can see, it spun quite a way. He had to come very wide and brought it back, but it's very quick work, and well played, Gooch.